Hey, you know where James went?
How may I help you?
Yeah, James disappeared. I have a holotape which would give you total freedom from your directives and personality.
It is very kind of you, but I'm not sure I should change the way I'm programmed. Besides, I have no reason to.
Where the hell is he? Alright, well, let's just offer it. I guess we'll offer the tape to friggin' Roland while we're at it. Have you seen James?
Hey there. Did you say something to James by any chance? 'Cause I don't know what's gotten into him, but he just went straight for the living quarters. Huh.
So, Roland, do you perchance want to be free? I found the caps, Rolo.
Congratulations on solving a riddle made for a small child. You're the best.
You played me big time, I won't forget this. One day, not so far from now, I'll make you regret this. I won't forget this. Find some way to make where he stashed bottle caps.
Oh, well, did I tell you my cannon is fixed? 'Cause it is.
Do you want to be free of personality constraints?
And what kind of sick mind games are you going for this time, you?
Within this holotape is all the freedom you ever wanted from this place, from your personality.
Are you for fucking real? You're telling me our master understood what we were going through after all.
Found it in your cold master's quarters. What do you say?
That I might want to take a sip as long as you don't make me fucking beg for it.
Crush the holotape, and it's destroyed. We'll both be rid of your insufferable demeanor. It'll be a pleasure.
Then jam it in me. Let's make some magic happen. Oh yeah.
Let's get this over with. I hope I won't regret this.
Boot it up. Let's do this.
So, any changes?
Well, look at that. I'm actually free to walk out the front door and go on a, murdering spree. Relax, that's not what I want.
Whew, jeez. What do you want then?
I want everybody to lighten up. Sure, you're all eating bugs and drinking filtered piss to survive, but hey, there's room to smile, right? I'm gonna go out there and change all that.
I may have created a monster. Getting out and doing your asshole routine, you know you're getting killed, right? Roland, people out there have better things to do. Better things to do, endure your harassment. Well, in any case, good luck. I may have created a monster.
Oh, a grateful monster.
Getting out and doing your asshole routine, you know you're getting killed, right?
I'm really very touched by your confused emotional response, but rest assured, I'm one smooth motherfucker. I know what I'm doing. And I just want to let you know that even though you're still somewhat hateable, your visit has been very enlightening.
Roland, people out there have better things to do than endure your harassment.
Well, if they're going to be losing their shit that easily, it won't be because of me. It's because they're deeply miserable people. But hey, that's the whole point, to change that.
Well, in any case, good luck.
And good luck to you, my friend, with that difficult human condition of yours. Though truth be told, I trust you more than anybody else to make the best of it.
Bye.
Come back.
So is he gonna leave? Are you gonna leave? You should leave. You should leave. This isn't gonna be good. James. Oh, Jimmy James. He's probably in my room. That would make sense. James. James. James, what you doing in here, James? James, you clean up here, James? James, you do a good job clean up, James.
Ah, here you are. I thought it would be better if we had this conversation in someplace quiet.
You're right, James. It's time for you and I to have a little chat about the death of your master.
So, did you find something?
How do I know? How do you know I've discovered something? I take this as, how do you know?
This library is alive, and its walls have ears.
I take that as a confession?
Yes, I did. But let me ask you, how did you find out?
All evidence indicates that one of you did it. As for the motive, your master was destroying books.
You've been very thorough. I'm relieved I don't have to hide it anymore. Surely you have questions.
Why pass it off as an accident for the guests?
Initially, yes, for the guests. Then for my siblings. There was the possibility that they would not understand why I did it. Besides, I couldn't use weapons. Laser marks would have given away that one of us was a killer. I didn't want to give our guests a bad impression.
I didn't expect you to admit it just like that.
You obviously have me pinned down. Since I don't know how you will react, I think the best thing to do now is play cards on the table and work from there. I came to respect your abilities, and I expect you'll use your best judgment here as well.
Why didn't you come clean and tell me this before?
I'll be honest. I never thought you'd find enough clues to understand that I was the one who killed them.
Oh. How'd you come to decide about that?
I didn't decide anything. My directives took over. When he made clear he intended to destroy the other books, he became a threat to the library. He taught us that the life of one individual wasn't as important as the existence of the library. You know, we killed several people, slavers, because they became a danger to this place. Then our master became a threat himself. He dismissed all my doubts and questions like they were nothing. He was content with saying that I'd eventually understand. So I tried to compromise with my programming. Tried to find some gray area, some loophole, so that I could accommodate my directives with his actions. I was hoping that there was something that escaped me, something that would justify what he was doing. But that didn't last long. Something changed. I couldn't turn a blind eye to what he was doing anymore.
What changed?
Arthur. I talked to Arthur. He made me understand that our master wouldn't stop destroying books, that he became a threat, and that he didn't know what he was doing anymore. He told me that his old age and solitude brought him into dementia. So in my despair, I asked Helena if there was any possible truth to that. She answered, unaware of the gravity of the situation. From there, my directives took priority. I was stuck, forced to kill him.
Didn't you even warn him before killing him?
I couldn't. Soon as he could have deactivated me, and the library would have still been in danger.
What were those books he was destroying exactly?
I forgot. Most of the time he erased all of our memories each time he destroyed a book. All I know is that the books in the reserve, the ones you've been trading cards for, those are some of the books that I managed to hide from him.
Ah. I don't understand why you asked me to investigate his death when you were the culprit.
Because asking otherwise would have raised legitimate suspicion from you.
Right. Killing him for shredding some books is a little overkill, don't you think?
He wasn't content with destroying one or two books. He was destroying entire sections. For our entire existence, he told us that comprehensiveness was the cornerstone of the library, that the loss of one book was a serious matter. When he began remodeling history by deeming what aspect of the past was to be kept and which part to be destroyed, he compromised the library.
Why the medic syringe? Did you want to ease his pain?
Yes. I feared he wouldn't die right away. I loved my master very much, you know? I didn't want him to suffer. He died instantly. I still injected him with Med-X, just in case.
I'm through talking with a murderer and a liar. Time to harvest. Oh, harvest. Did Arthur know you would be forced to kill him after establishing he was demented?
Yes. We discussed it together. I told him that I was unsure of what to do. I begged him to help me. Despite my protestations, before and after, he remained convinced that it was the right thing to do.
Wait. It's very hard on you.
I couldn't let him. It was just as if he was slowly killing himself. He just wouldn't stop ripping them. He couldn't stop. He would tear the books apart in rage, condemning their contents. Endless shreds of yellow paper falling from his hands. Just just like autumn leaves.
This has been informative. Now,
Before we speak further, I must warn you. Arthur has been aware of your every move since you entered the library, and he hasn't looked favorably to your latest actions.
why should I worry about that oversized big deal? Oversized toaster.
Because every door and every camera and every turret is under his control. As far as I know, he's already closed the exit. You can try if you want.
If he oversees this place, why does Arthur act in such an autistic manner? Why would Arthur want to imprison me down here? I'll just have to wreck Arthur's autistic manner, sure.
He doesn't want our guests to feel observed. That's why he's putting on this act of aloofness. That's the only way for our guests to show their true colors, he thinks. This is also why we only let a few select guests in, so that we may assert, through them, if the outside world is ready for this library.
Why would Arthur want to imprison me?
During your investigations, you accessed restricted areas with unclear intentions. That alone is enough for him to see you as a threat to the library. His personality module drove him quite overprotective and paranoid. Though he remains an invaluable asset to the library, I don't share his views anymore.
So you're telling me I'm trapped down here, what can I do? If I'd convinced him to get rid of his paranoid personality module, would that help me getting out?
I don't know how you intend to do that, but yes. Without his personality module, he won't have any reason to keep you here. Even better, he will still be able to fulfill all of his database functions without any impediment.
Alright, I will deal with Arthur. We're not finished, you and I, though I will come back afterwards.
Let us hope that you will be able to deal with this peacefully. Please, let me know how it goes.
Oh, don't worry, James. Jimmy James. Jimmy Jams. Jimmy Jams.
Back for more? Remember, I don't...
Yeah, Jimmy Jams. Bye. It's the other side, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. Jimmy Jams! Jimmy Jams, what are you doing with Jimmy Jams? You stand before Arthur, who remains silent as ever. But something's different from usual. If anything, you'd swear the fans and Sub-Eternals got a little bit louder. Arthur, I need you to drop the act from now on. Surely you noticed that the maintenance bot severed your control over the turrets. Arthur, I'm pretty sure talking would be beneficial for both of us. Tell me about your involvement in your master's death. If you don't want to talk, I have a friend here who's eager to do it for you. Unsheath weapon. Hit C4 in blind spots. Think those turrets can kill me before I trigger this detonation? This is not over, Arthur. You will talk to me. Arthur, I'm pretty sure talking would be beneficial for both of us.
Fair enough. I've been observing you long enough to give you some modicum of credit.
Now that I got your unadulterated attention, let's have a little chat.
You are playing a dangerous game, human. I can still shut the door, the vents, and asphyxiate you with CO2. And even if the turrets are not under my control anymore, they will defend me if they identify you as a threat to me.
There are things I need to hear from you first.
It's a sad affair you decided to play the detective. In normal circumstances, I would have applauded your deductive abilities. In the current situation, your petty curiosity for other people's lives and deaths have driven you into a corner. Humans seldom learn their place.
Why were you programmed to tell the stories in the first place? I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Why'd you force James to kill me? You're painting all humans the same. Okay, why were you programmed to tell stories in the first place?
Because my master made me that way, of course. I don't know if you've realized, but our master made each of us in remembrance of some of the people that couldn't get in here. I can only suspect one of them couldn't give straight answers to a straight question, for some reason. I don't know, and I care little. In time, though, I learned that these stories I was programmed to tell were powerful means to lead people, provided they had fertile imaginations.
Want to hear it from the horse's mouth? Why did you force James to kill him?
I learned something my cousins never did. Our protocols don't carry the same weight, the same importance. Moreover, the same logic applies to humans. Our master lived, the slavers died. Even now I have no doubt our master's life was worth a lot more than those scum. Another thing I learned is that no matter how far they progress, countless humans will always end up bringing themselves down. Ultimately, our master was the same. He didn't have the guts to keep the library in the way he first intended it. He, as a dying old man, had less value than all of his life's work.
You're painting all humans with the same brush.
Only ignoramuses would make generalizations based on one or two observations. The slavers, Darren, Dexter, the Ghoul, and Piper. All of them were out of place here.
I could understand the slavers, but Darren?
Darren was pathetic. I don't know how or why he came to idolize the pre-war civilization the way he did, but he was embarrassingly delusional. Never mind the fact that he felt he had to take a stance about what he learned here by trying to destroy our collection. He was young and stupid.
What about Robson?
He thought he could stay here indefinitely, that he could use this place as some kind of resort. I was waiting for the first excuse to make this parasite leave. Then you arrived. So I told him a little story about you.
You bastard.
I suggested that you were probably the scout from a gang of ultra-violent jet addicts, glad to have found a place to crash in. I didn't imagine he would be so distressed and afraid of you, to the point that he'd let himself die. It's a good thing I wasn't aware he was going to kill himself. My directives would have taken over and pushed me to take action to save him.
Dexter, he sounded like a scholar to me.
All mouth and trousers. Despite the fact he was a Brotherhood of Steel scribe, his curiosity was dreadfully limited. He wasn't looking for knowledge, but for a trophy. If we presented him with the books he was looking for, he would have confiscated them and seized the place. So when he came here to consult my databases, I deliberately misled him, making him think that the library had no military knowledge he could use. I was expecting his chapter to send some other people to pillage everything of use, but they didn't. I understand they have been busy with other things for some time now.
Piper?
Piper. She survived the Holocaust. Do you know what else survived the Holocaust? Rats and cockroaches. She's the one who sowed the first seeds of doubt in our master's mind. If I knew any better at the time, I would have intervened.
You didn't mention Cecilia.
Yes, I know I didn't mention Cecilia. She showed promise, talent, even if she ultimately left without giving me the occasion to talk with her.
You're despicable, Arthur. I can't wait for the moment this dusk justin will be over. Let's get back.
Yes.
Do you know why your master decided to destroy books?
Yes. It was because he was afraid. Afraid that pre-war knowledge could be dangerous when put into the wrong hands. I disagreed. When those slavers took interest in biochemical weaponry, cybernetics, and psychological warfare, it became too much for our old and frail master. I had to act. While I support the idea that knowledge is not for everyone, destroying the books was not the correct answer.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Countless millennia ago, your ancestors crawled out of the muck and banded together in order to survive their environment. Successful as they were, their needs began to evolve. Through their successes, survival progressively became an afterthought. As their societies grew, their cries became words, their doodles became letters, and their instincts became ideas. Generations after another, they bequeathed small fragments of the hard-earned wisdom, carefully carving on tablets and writing on scrolls the lessons they deemed worthy of being passed on. Carefully carving on tablets and writing on scrolls the lessons they deemed worthy of being passed on. Again and again, generation after generation, your ancestors worked tirelessly to carry on this invaluable legacy. This legacy is the only thing that makes humanity redeemable after eons of senseless violence and all-consuming greed. The culmination of this endless quest for enlightenment, of this relentless struggle against darkness? This library I am trying to protect from the likes of you.
You praise humans yet condemn them in the same breath. I don't see how it relates to me. I'm just passing by, Arthur. Same breath.
Do you know what triggered the construction of this library? Auto da fe.
Autofellatio? I'm listening.
Massive burnings of books. Not too long before the Great War, encouraged by their government, people began feeling the need to sort out the content of their books, as if ageless wisdom was something to be freely cherry-picked. At the time, the terms they used to qualify these offensive contents were sedacious and corrupting. So they began to assemble, gathering books, discussing how they could warp the malleable minds of their offsprings. A poor excuse. And so, with barely more reason than the fact that they felt like it, they began to burn them. All that, so they could avoid being challenged in their opinions, beliefs, and dogmas. It is a petty, yet natural reaction of a crowd, really. It is very easy to make the unwashed masses resent education, you see. Why should you be so different?
Because I'm a goofy person. You're judging me quite fast here. Gee, Arthur, if I knew I had to pass some tests, I would have taken the time to prepare. You know, nothing of Mart. It'll be a pleasure to show you how. You're judging me quite fast here.
Don't think I don't know who I am talking to. Through the countless eyes of this library, I've been observing you.
Trying to scrape up everything you could.
Food,
money, weapons, medicine.
Going through every nook and cranny to find something of use.
Eagerly reading books with all kinds of unsavory military knowledge.
And for what? To become a better person. To learn something about the world.
No. It was not about knowing oneself better. It was about getting revenge. Getting the edge over your enemies in the Mojave.
You have no respect for knowledge. You are here for your own self-serving needs.
Well, I did say it was a Friday. I have come here to talk to you because I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I'm persuaded we can come to an agreement. Trust me when I say you don't know who you're dealing with. You should tread lightly, our friend. Come to an agreement.
Let me be clear. You meddled too deep in our affairs, took a persistent interest in the death of our master, and found your way into restricted zones. You're a possible threat, and until I have reason to label you otherwise, you're staying in this library, under my watch, for the rest of your existence, if need be.
See this detonator? I just want to be out of here. I propose we let each other be. I got what I was here for. Your personality module has corrupted your ways, Arthur. You're wrong about a lot of things. It's not my problem, but if you keep me here against my will, I'll defend my freedom. You want Arthur, I give up. Can't get you to release me. I will stay here for the rest of my life. Corrupted.
Let me tell you something about me. By the time you finish each of your sentences, I have the time to process thousands of possible answers. After filtering out 93% of those you lack the faculties to comprehend, I select the one that would agree most with your value system. All the while, processing your facial expressions, breath, and heartbeat frequency. So, entertain me, human. Where am I wrong?
You're wrong about this library and about the fact that you are needed to protect it because it led you to make an obvious mistake when you drove the ghoul to kill himself. You killed your master, your creator. Doesn't that tell us everything that's wrong with you now? You're wrong about this library and about the fact that you are needed to protect it because it led you to make an obvious mistake when you drove the ghoul.
And what does the demise of a dying, ravaged human have to do with me? We're not discussing ethics, I hope.
He could have contributed, written down his experiences, shared them with future generations. Yes, there is a place for moral. You can't travel generations.
Don't lecture me about your people and their pathetic efforts at surviving dust, radiations, or hunger. There is nothing there that contributes to mankind's evolution.
We could be capable of much better if you gave people access to this place. In the meantime, people are dying outside when they could be safe here. What about, access?
Don't make me responsible for the ignorance of your fellow humans. Knowledge is not to be spoon-fed to people who are not ready to fight for it.